Cam, physically, how are you feeling after a full game, week one?
Feel great. I'm ready for Thursday.
Cam, when you went back and evaluated the film from Sunday, what did you make of it?
Well, not much change, man, as far as, wishing I, had certain throws back. The effort was there, team-wise, offensively. I'm not the kind of the judge of who did what and what did who, but from my vantage point, the defense, gave us opportunities, so they played well. We just got to be better, and we're coming around, and it's early, and I'm sticking to it, man. Anytime, for us, our fans, man, it was extremely loud sometimes, and we just got to get that edge back, and it starts offensively. Anytime, the momentum's high, that's what people cheer for, and that's where we got to keep it at.
Cam, you talked about the benefits of being vegan and fighting inflammation and things like that. Have you noticed this short week being better maybe than short weeks in the past in terms of your body bouncing back?
Well, it just depends on which pass. So my last year passed, a couple of years passed, but, the fountain of youth. But everything's good, man. I'm getting tired of being hurt, man. I hate being hurt. But outside of that, the veganism and eating plant-based is life changer for me. And then, on top of other things, but a lot of treatment and support cast members that help my body recover at a rapid rate.
Last week you were saying you were taking what they gave you in terms of the deep balls. Are you still looking forward to having an opportunity to throw some deep ones maybe on Thursday?
Man, I just want to win. I don't care. I just want to win in the worst way. Straight up. I don't care if I throw a ball at all. If handing the ball off to C-Mac or whoever, just want to win, man.
Do you feel like that deep ball's within you though right now?
Of course. But if it's gonna hinder us from winning, I don't want to throw it. But if it's gonna make us win, oh baby, you better call some doggone deep balls. But I'm all for it, man. I just can't stress enough, man. You just can't, just throw the ball in heaven and just expect it to, be caught. You know what I'm saying? It's just more to it than that.
And Gerald McCoy, who incidentally said that you were a better vegan than he's a vegan. But what do you remember about game planning for him? And or if you want to take the vegan quote first, that's fine.
I called him cheating, man. That's why I called him cheating. Couple times I called him cheating. I was like, hold up, wait. Hold on, I done did our homework. Them chocolate chip cookies, homeboy. What? Yeah. But
Like when he was obviously all those years at Tampa, do you remember like midweek preparation?
Of course.
Of
course.
What specifically?
He was the post for that defense. You know what I'm saying? If we knew certain players on certain teams, if you can kind of nuke them, then it's hard for certain teams to kind of go. I'm sure now they have different players now, and we just got our eyes set on certain people and knowing if we don't allow them, to control the tempo of the game, then, everything's pretty much not necessarily set, but we still have to do our job as well. So I just remember him, and, he was one of those complete D linemen, interior. Usually, you get guys that, flash guys, very productive early on in the game, but as the game went on, he was a guy that still consistently, moving the pocket.
If the Steve Smith blood and guts game was number one as far as a former player gets his team. Is too much made of that? I mean, because you hear some players like Gerald saying too much being made of him going back, but Steve Smith obviously took it personal. So how do you see it?
Just win. That's it. Any person who plays their former team, I think, doesn't matter what production that they have individually, it all comes down to did you win. Simple and plain.
Cam, I know on Sunday you said when asked about the deep ball, you just want to win. Today, same thing. But as a guy that plays your position, like a quarterback, does it get irksome that people are even asking?
Yeah.
If you can do it?
Because you're only asking me because of my shoulder. How about this? You talk to the defensive coordinator for Tampa and don't think I can throw the ball over 20 yards and see how far that gets you. How about that?
And last week you called Christian your easy button, your fallback, your...
Did I lie?
No. Is there a new name after a performance? He's making performances at 200-plus total yards kind of the norm now. Is there, I mean, when you see a performance like that, where do you...
I knew it. I stay just, as I'm reviewing plays and I'm turning the plays, H this and H that. And if you don't know, he's the H. So we like certain things. I'm like, man, I think Coach got C-Mac up for fantasy this week. I think he picked C-Mac for fantasy. I think that's what it is. Doggone Norv done picked C-Mac for fantasy, man. I should have went over and seen who he was drafting in his league. You know, that's probably why we ain't doing no deep passes, right? Because he ain't picked me for his quarterback. Nah, it's all making sense. Golly. I got to ask Miss Nancy about that. Miss Nancy, I don't think she can lie to me. She's so sweet. I'm going to ask her, see if he picked me up for fantasy. Yeah.
Has C-Mac exceeded your expectations?
No. Honest to God, I asked him when he first got here, I just like picking certain people's brains and asking questions as if what was your best team that you've been on? Like, what's your best, what are you expecting from yourself? And it could be a conversation, ice tub, cold tub, getting regular treatment side by side, from different whatever. We could be walking out to the meeting room, practice. And he told me straight up, he said one of his goals is to, have 1,000 yards receiving and 1,000 yards rushing. I was like, has that ever been done before? Twice.
And Roger Craig.
Roger Craig, yeah, those two. Well, I think C-Mac's going to be the third one. And, he's a person, I don't think he could just stop at 1,000. He wants like 1,500 apiece. Has that been done before? Marshall Faulk? Sheesh, Marshall. What hasn't he done? Yeah. But man, C-Max is the lead candidate for, he's a football player, man. It's hard to say. We got a lot of those on our team. Guys that, are labeled on paper for one position, but can do a lot more other things.
What do you call that new celebration you do with the backup quarterbacks?
It's a lot of enthusiastic motions that, it's hard to describe until you actually see it, and it just makes you feel good, you know what I'm saying? So just pay attention.
As a leader of the team, when you saw DJ Moore have the fumble last week, did you go to say anything to him just to make sure he stays on track? Or how did you handle that with him at all?
Yeah, a lot of people are different. I don't. Me and DJ have a good relationship, and for him, man, he knows what he has to do. I mean, it's like asking me, what do you got to do different? Complete passes. You ask him, he knows you got to protect the football. So we're not stupid. We're not oblivious to our mistakes. So, and I hate to be one of those, I want people to see me say something to him type of guy. It's weak, to be honest. But, for him, it's many different ways to lead. And obviously, for you to receive what somebody's, giving you as well. So, we've had our discussions. He's had certain discussions with other people, and he understands the value of, what that oval-shaped pigskin is worth in his hands when it's in his hands.
And I don't know if we asked you about Christian and the Wildcat last week. How would you critique his play action or his play fake? And then is you being out in a pattern going to be a natural progression from that package?
Well, listen, look, a light bulb just went off in my eyes, in my mind right now. I was wondering why Coach kept calling them Wildcat plays. I'm about to go check Coach right now. Like, he was like, well, I could have scored, really, if he would have just regularly, without the Wildcat addition. He just didn't want me to score. Coach be holding me back. Doggone Norval, boy. Just wait. Just
We
wait.
gotta wrap up, guys. Let's get one from that.
Ken, you are the Guinness World Record holder for one-handed catches in a minute. You haven't had a catch since your rookie year. Are we ever going to see another?
I couldn't hear that question one more time, could you? Could you say that one more time? Hold up. Say that one more time so Norval can hear it.
So as the Guinness World Record holder for one-handed catches in under a
Correct.
minute,
Could you tell me who previously owned those records?
I think Jarvis Landry and Brady Quinn had it
Okay.
before you.
He's a good receiver.
Yeah. So you haven't had a catch since your rookie year. Will we ever see one again?
Cam, you might want to bring the mics back to you.
But I really didn't hear the question. I don't know, man. Look, only Norval knows. Only Norval knows, baby. I've been telling him, man. It's like, bro, it's a mismatch. But you know what? I'm gonna say it like this, and I mean this. I think I got my hands full playing quarterback, right? And I'm pretty sure somebody hit me up in my comments the other day from celebrations and game performances. I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, first off, I'm not gonna get into it, but I got my hands full. I need to be a better quarterback for this team, and hopefully, after I kind of fill the voids and unrush the rustiness, I can get a bone, a throw every now and then,
All right, guys. We gotta go, guys. I'm sorry. Thanks again.